Hey, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. We are cooking bacon and sausage pasta. Here's what we need. I've sliced up the onion. I've got more bacon than a cup because there was too much left over. The 8 sausages are cooking. 2 zucchini are sliced up. The water's on to boil for the rigatoni. And I've got my 2 jars of arrabbiata with chili peppers and 1/3 of a cup of cream. So let's go. Alright, the sausages are sizzling away in the pan because we need them cooked. We're going to slice them up once they're cooked, and then I'm going to use this saucepan. This is a frying pan, by the way, not a saucepan, to cook the rest of it. So get them as cooked as you can. Trying to be a bit more organised this time. So while I've been sizzling the sausages and boiling the water, I've been chopping up everything else. 10 out of 10 for me. Alright, so I did get spicy beef sausages. If you're not a fan of spicy beef, go with a different one. You can use the fat ones or the thin ones, whatever you're happy with. Water is on bubble, salted water. So that's nearly at the boil. So we're going to get the rigatoni ready to go in. If you don't want to use a spicy sauce, you can tone it down with just your normal pasta sauce. As I've been shopping in Coles or Woolies lately, I've been basically having to go with what I don't normally buy from Aldi. So that's why I've gone with Barilla. So this one looks pretty good, but I had to get 2 jars. So the price goes up with what's going on. However, when you think about it, this is going to serve 6 people, 6 serves. At the moment with my household, it's going to be a dinner and a lunch dinner and some into the freezer. So for me, it's probably worth it. The fact that I haven't actually treated myself to takeaway this week is a minor miracle. My takeaway treat has been coffee and soft drink, unfortunately. Probably not good, but at least I'm not having Maccas. I can't remember the last day I had Maccas, and that's probably a good thing. So, Christmas Day, I think it was. Not the end of the world. Sorry, Maccas. I love you, but, you know, I really need to be eating healthy. Alright, in goes Mr. Rigger. We need to bring that back to the boil now. Our sausages are nearly done. So what I suggest we do with the sausages is we get a plate to put them onto. If they're not quite cooked through, don't stress because they are going into the sauce anyway, and we are going to cut them up in the sauce. So as long as they're brown, because we need them to cool so we can cut them. And then once they're cut, they will cook anyway. Alright, they smell really good. Alright, so good thing about actually cooking them in the same pan is I can use that oil for the rest of it. So let's roll. Okay, we're heating oil anyway. We are going to cook the onion until it's soft. So we had a red onion, which I've sliced up thinly. Don't normally use red onion in recipes, but this is what this recipe advised. So red onion's a different flavour to your regular onion. It's normally one that gets used in a lot of salads, so It can also be known as a Spanish onion. So, very nice. Give that a couple of minutes. Just check on your pasta. If you've got one, this is a spaghetti spatula thing. I don't know the technical term for it. Spaghetti stirring spatula, spoon thing works for me. Give that a good stir. Alright, we're multitasking now. Look at us go. Alright, haven't done a pasta dish in a while. Pasta dishes are really easy, much like stir fries. Now we need to get our sausages cut up, but we haven't got to that yet. So we're going to add the bacon next. And this is definitely more than 1 cup of bacon. It's a bloody big cup of bacon. For some reason, I got the same order delivered to me twice. Must have been a day when I asked for shitloads of bacon. I thought it was only 2 rashers in the freezer. So I've gone and defrosted it. So I've had to use it. Not a bad thing because bacon's pretty cool. So I'm going to get that extra bacony flavour in it. This is now a good time to start and cut up your sausages as well, while that's going on. So cut up the sausages and then get ready to dump those in as well. As expected, the sausage wasn't cooked right through, but don't stress, it is going to cook in here. And once it's cut up, you can actually see how it's looking. So I'll just cut up 2 or 3. I think that was 3. Just so you can see that's definitely not cooked through. But all good, it's going to cook. Okay, once the sausage is in goes that zucchini. Now we're getting a bit full here, so what I can suggest is once the pasta's done, we're going to transfer it into the big one there. Oh, and by the way, it did say to thinly slice the sausages, but I want to taste my sausage in my pasta, so cut thick. And they are nice sausages, even though they're not quite cooked through. Alright, yeah, so before we put the sauce in, we are going to actually drain the pasta and then transfer it into that one because, as you can see, we're a bit full up. So get a colander ready. Excuse me. As soon as that pasta's done, we want to put it into the colander and strain it through. I'm just going to check it. So to see if it's checked, you just try one, basically. They're too hot to try at the moment, so we'll just leave them cool for a bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the pasta, and then I can transfer this into the other one. Okay, so crack open your 2 jars of pasta sauce. And what I like to do is I like to put a bit of water in the jar and shake it about, because you'll be amazed how much more you've got in there. And don't be stressed about adding a bit of extra liquid, because if you turn it up really high, you are going to boil that extra water off anyway. But because we've got 2 jars, whatever you've got out of that one, tip it into the other jar. Sometimes I like to keep these jars for if I make things like chutneys and that. However, I have got an abundance of them, so these ones I'm just going to recycle. In goes that. They're pretty clean. Recycle them. Alright, give that a really good stir through. We are going to put the pasta in here. You just want to make sure that everything's cooked through before you do that. So grab a knife and just stab the zucchini, because we haven't pre-cooked the zucchini. We need to make sure that that is cooked, otherwise we're going to have tough zucchini. No one likes tough zucchini. Yeah, probably needs a bit longer on the zucchini. So crank the heat up. That way you'll boil off that excess water as well. There's no point in putting pasta in until everything's nearly done, because otherwise it's going to take a lot longer to cook everything that's already in here. So if you wish to, if you don't like your zucchini not soft, you possibly could actually pre-cook that. Even just slice it up a minute in the microwave with a little bit of water. That will give it a really good head start. We are going to add 1/3 cup of thickened cream once we've got everything in. And also we are going to season with salt and pepper. So you can season it with salt and pepper anytime you're ready. The cream is just the last step, just to give it that creaminess. And I have nearly overfilled my cup. Good on me. Beautiful. Bit longer, then we'll re-add the pasta. And then we can add the cream. So add your salt and pepper while you're waiting. See, it's coming back up to the boil. Once we put the pasta in, that's going to cool it down, and then we've got to reboil it. So we want to try and keep this as hot as we can now. That's why I've cranked it up to 6. Go as high as you can on it. Look at that. This is possibly another one you could maybe try in the slow cooker if you want to adapt it over to the slow cooker. Just do as we've already done, but just put your pasta in at the end and your cream in at the end. You don't want your pasta slow cooking because it'll go all yuck. Beautiful. That's bubbling away perfectly. Alright, I reckon we're ready for pasta. Gonna make a pasta sandcastle. Whew, we're pretty full. We're still pretty full. Stir that through. So don't lose that spatula, you need that to serve. Wow. Technically you need a bigger saucepan than this, and this is a pretty big one. I do have my larger stock pot, which I hardly use. I don't really cook meals this big anymore, but sort of couldn't resist the idea of having sausages and pasta with a bit of bacon. And I think it should freeze pretty well, because it's a tomatoey, well, it will be a creamy based sauce, but okay, I'm going to put that cream in now. Perfect. Just clean that cup out. Fantastic, look at that. Nice big bowl of that coming up for dinner. Another serving for me for lunch tomorrow, because tomorrow's a late day. So generally I like to have, if I have a late day, even though every day is a late day lately, when I say late day I mean a late work day, I will actually have this for lunch tomorrow, and then I'm going to freeze some. Alright, once you're happy with how that's looking, dish it up. You can pop some Parmesan cheese on top if you wish, or just bog in. Alright, thank you for watching Cooking with Violet Vixen. This has been bacon and sausage pasta. I'm going to catch you next time.